Good morning, you guys. I apologize if the lighting is a little bit off, but I had some time today, so I'm just sitting in front of my window, even if it's kind of cloudy outside. And I wanted to do a quick get ready with me using some of my hand-picked summer makeup kit items for May and June. So yeah, if you guys like project panning, using up your stash, shop my stashes, or just, getting use out of your makeup, then I hope that you'll subscribe and join the family. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and grab your makeup, and let's get ready together. First off, I already have some Aquaphor on my lips, but I'm just going to start out with skincare first because I feel like, you need to prep the skin in order for your makeup to look nice. So first I'm just going to use this Rice Niacinamide Toner by Pretty Skin. Tap that into my skin. I'm going to take this Beauty by Joseon Glow Serum with Propolis and Niacinamide. I don't know. But I believe this is really popular in Korea. And do the same thing. If you guys can see sort of tape around the doors and stuff, I apologize about that. I've been kind of postponing a painting project to repaint my room. Once that serum's set in, I'm gonna go in with my Bpure Hydrating Moisturizer. When I do this, I like to massage the skin. Make sure you get under the eyes, but be gentle. For my last step, I'm just going to put my sunscreen on. It's a little bit cloudy, but I would still recommend you guys to get a higher SPF than this. This is the Neutrogena Invisible Daily Defense Lotion Sunscreen with a broad spectrum SPF 30, but I would recommend you guys go 35 or higher. I usually feel more comfortable with like broad spectrum 50, but anyway, I'm just trying to use this up, so we're going to use this. While that's sitting, I'm going to use the Got To Be Glued Styling Gel, and I'm just going to put some of that through my brows. And then for primer, I'm first going to go with my Essentially Ageless Blur Face Primer. There's a ton of windowing in here, and there's barely any products left. It's like this really cute, like, pink color. Making sure to really press it in, because it is supposed to be pore filling, but I feel like it's more moisturizing, but even if it is more moisturizing, I feel like it's not really a necessary step because my skincare already kind of does that for me. I have this like AOA Studio palette that I got off the website for like $1.25, and I just like using this for foundation if I'm not using the back of my hand. I'm going to use my Light Illusion Foundation by Flower Beauty. Put a little bit on there, and take some of that. Just quickly apply that to the face. I'm using a blush brush from the Dollar Tree, but the shape is so nice that I got 3 of them. One for foundation and concealer, one for cream blush, and one for cream bronzer. So it's a really handy shape to have. I feel like it reminds me of the Rare Beauty brushes, if you guys are familiar with that. And I don't want too much foundation on the face today, just kind of light coverage. If you call this light, honestly. I still don't like this foundation. I still feel like it's too cakey, but it does the trick, and I want to use it up before it gets too hot, because then I'm really gonna feel it on my skin, I'm gonna take a puff and just press that into the skin. My cat is at my door. Oh my. I'm going to take this Hydrating Under Eye Concealer from Bpure and just, you know what? I'll put that on. I'll put that on here too. And I'm just taking a little bit with my finger and putting that here around the mouth and the nose. And while that's sitting, we're gonna do the brows. I'm gonna take my Colormated gel eyeliner and just quickly run that through. Then taking our puff, we're just going to blend that out again. And before we set everything, I was kind of thinking we could do more of a pink look because I wanted to match my necklace. I'm going to take the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Blush in Grace. It is reflective. And mix that with the LA Colors Too Cheeky Highlighter in Outshine. Here. I could have done this on my palette, but I realized I kind of want to rush a little bit. So we're just going to do it this way. Oops. though, that's okay. It happens. Take some of the excess on your brush so that you're not absorbing all that, you know, color from the cheeks to your brush. And blend that out. And then what I like to do is go around the outskirts with my foundation brush to kind of push that blush up. This is not in my summer makeup kit, but it has a mirror in it, so it's the Flower Beauty palette. So I could stop here, but I'm gonna add a little bit more glow just because I can. And I'm putting this directly onto the face. It has like a pretty good drying time, like it doesn't dry immediately, so that way it's sort of nice because I have time to play. And then I'm just gonna blend that out. Then to set my face, I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent all over the face, and then my Beauty Creations powder that I have in this e.l.f. container under the eyes. I like using a big brush because I feel like it's looser, so it's not like too mattifying on the skin, which I like. Then for my pink powder, I usually like to take a puff, and then I'll dab it on my palm here to make sure the product is absorbed into the puff, and then I'll gently pat it under the eyes, just right there. I've noticed that for my yellow tone skin, or warmer tone skin, even though I like pink blush, I feel like it doesn't always look great on me, like it turns warm. That's kind of why I love purple blush so much. I know this looks kind of crazy, but it's okay, we're gonna leave it for a little bit. And usually for my powder, I like to bring it up to the sides of the nose because I feel like it sharpens it a little bit, I'm not sure. I'm gonna take the brush and take our time blending this out. And then to further blush the cheeks, I'm gonna pour out some of this crushed up blush. I didn't mention this blush actually in my last video, but it's part of my face palette that I'm trying to pan right now, so I thought that we could use it. And I want to use it up, but it's just so big and this part fell out that I didn't want to repress the whole thing, so that's why I just crushed it up, and I'm using it as a loose blush, and it's cute. It's giving me that Givenchy look for like free. Alright, so I'm gonna take a break from the face and then we'll finish with bronzer later. But I'm going to move on to eyes, and I'm gonna prime with my Alter Ego eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna go on with my Profusion Smoky palette and just use some of these neutrals in here. So let's go to this 4th shade, a little bit of this gray that I love, and we're going to just contour the eye basically with this shade. I really like Profusion's eyeshadows, but I noticed that if I don't use an eyeshadow primer, they kind of just whisk away into the dust. So I have to use a primer with them, and then they last pretty much all day, which is awesome. I do like this palette, not gonna lie. Like I do really like it. I think I picked this up actually when I was on vacation once. My aunt gave me like some money at TJ Maxx, and then I picked this up like 4 years ago. So it's kind of getting up there in age, but it still performs amazingly. I think we can do like a gray and pink look, maybe. Then I'm gonna move on to the Zulu palette from my friend Ann Carey. And I'm going to take this pink shade and just lightly dust that sort of between my lid and the gray, and then blending it up. This is getting smoky, but that's okay. This is sort of my trick, but if ever you feel like your eyeshadow is going up too much, take your powder brush, pinch it, and just gently run it over there. I know people can use like a clean brush for this too, but this is kind of just like my little life hack that I've been using forever. And then if you feel like you're losing any definition or dimension in your eyeshadow, you can always put back the color in there, but I think this is okay for me because I went a little bit darker than I wanted. And then I'm gonna go with this sort of more compact flat shader brush. And I'm going to take this shade here in Fairy Vibe and kind of press that on the lid in the middle. You could wet this if you want to, but I'm going to put shimmers on top anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. I know I have a tacky base, but I'm going to use this for my tacky base for eyeshadow. So what I do is I just take a tiny bit on my finger. You can rub it between your fingers, actually, that would have been smarter. And I'm just going to gently put that on the lid where I want the glitter or shimmer to be. I'm going to take this top shade here in Domino and place that on my lid right there. What's funny to me is that I feel like this palette could have used a purple, you know? Like, I know that you have these and they sort of have a duochrome shifty shade, but I feel like, you know, Aisha / Layla has purple in her costume or in her iconic colors. Tekna has like a lavender cool toned purple to her look. Like I don't know why they didn't put a purple in here and why they didn't put like a sky blue. These turquoises don't make sense to me. Like honestly, they don't. I don't know why they're in here. I guess because Aisha's also like half turquoise, so it makes sense for her, but it's more like blue base than this. So I don't know, if I ever get like the finances to create a palette or something, I would love to be able to custom make a Wings Club palette. I probably could do that if I just rearrange some shades in here, but I don't have those colors, so. And then to kind of just further the magic, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna take this top third shade in my About Tone eyeshadow and let's put that in the center here. I don't really know if it makes a difference, but we're just having fun. Does it kind of match my necklace? Not really, it's more cool tone, but that's okay. We're having fun, it's okay. Actually, you know what? Let's try to match it a little bit. So I'm gonna take this third shade lastly, Sounds and Melody. If y'all didn't know, actually, I'm trying to do a No Pant Left Behind on my whole entire collection, so that's also awesome because I'm getting use out of everything. And I'm just gonna put that on the lower lash line too, and I think that really brings it together. Nice, I like that. So I'm gonna curl my lashes and apply my L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara, and I'll be right back. So because I'm pressed for time, I'm just gonna use my Franken bronzer and apply that all over the face. And then taking my very cracked highlighter, I dropped it just now, I'm going to gently dip this brush in here. Maybe I should make this into a loose highlighter too, I don't know. And I'm gonna apply that on the collarbone and the high points of the face. And also a little bit in my inner corners. I'm also going to take my Judy Doll highlighting powder and apply this to the inner corners as well. Brow bone. And the tops of my cheeks too, because I like glitter. Then lastly for lips, I'm going to keep it really simple. So I'm going to take my Ioni lip pencil in Warm Nude. Blotting off a little bit of that. And I'm taking my NARS Franken lip product and applying that on top. I kind of like it because it's a little bit cooler. But I feel like I'm missing a little bit of pink. So instead of going back there to my desk and grabbing another pink shade, I'm just going to take a little bit of the Rare Beauty. Apply it on top. And then take a little bit of tissue and run it across the outskirts. So it's more of that blotted lip color effect. I feel like we lost a little bit of pink in the cheeks actually. So let's do some final touches. So I'm going to take this lighter color shade in Linfia and Sounds and Melody again and just gently press that on the cheeks. You don't want to look like a clown. I'm almost there, but I'm also slightly blush blind or whatever. And taking my powder brush, I'm just going to over that again. Okay, that's a lot. I feel better now. I think it's more balanced. Then last but not least, I'm going to take this Neutrogena what was it? Real Techniques setting spray. And then I'm going to set my face. But I'm going to show you guys how I do it so I don't mess up my eyeshadow. I take my hand, do this C shape, and set my cheek and my forehead. And I do that. And because this spray can be kind of matte, so it sort of, I feel like it tightens up my face a little bit. So when I do it this way, then I don't really feel like, you know, I feel like I have some freedom to express my, you know, to make expressions and stuff around my eyes. So yeah. Okay, so we are basically all done with the makeup. I also just pulled my hair back, took the clips out, but because my eyes are kind of small, I feel like I need a little bit more definition. So even though this is kind of more light, I'm going to take this dark purple here, mix it with this black on the end, and just press that into the lash line on the very outskirts to kind of lift my eyes up a little bit. You do see the difference here. So if I look straight on the camera, this side is a little bit more defined and lifted, whereas this side is just kind of hanging on for dear life, honestly. I mean, not to that degree, but I know I'm using my brow brush for this, but it's okay. Use what brushes we have, and my other angled brush is just way too harsh on my eyes, so I don't like it. I need to throw it out. Effect kind of somewhere in between, and then we're gonna define the lash line here too. That's just how I like to wear my makeup. I like a little bit more definition. I think that that makes the world of a difference. Alright guys, so that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like and comment down below what kind of look you guys would like me to do. I hope you guys all have a blessed day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!